The World Championship road race is one of the few events of the year where almost all of the biggest names are on the start line. This year's Richmond course is said to suit a classic style sprinter, but its tough nature could see the group blown to pieces before the finish. With this in mind, there's a long list of riders that could potentially be taking home the rainbow stripes. Here are Cycling News's top 10 riders to watch for the Men's World Championship road race. Poland's Michal Kwiatkowski is a defending champion after getting the jump on the peloton to storm to a solo victory in Ponferrada last season. This time around, the element of surprise is gone and he'll only have the support of 5 instead of 8 riders, but that shouldn't hinder him. Kwiatkowski is hard to suppress on the bike and we can expect an aggressive performance from him. If he were to retain his title, he'd be the first rider to do so in more than a decade. Every day is a Peter Sagan day, joked the Tinko Saxo rider during the Vuelta a España, and the Worlds are no different. If he makes it into the front group when they near the line, he'd be the favourite to win on the uphill slope. Sagan has been knocking on the door for most of this season, but his talent means that few want to work with him. He came good at the Vuelta with a stage win, and despite an incident with a motorcycle, he'll be raring to go in Richmond. John Degenkolb will head up a strong-looking German team that includes the likes of fellow sprinter Andre Greipel. The nature of the finish means that Degenkolb is better suited, but Greipel could still be an outside bet. Degenkolb was a pre-race favourite last year, but fell ill during the build-up. His early season was fantastic, with victories at Milan-San Remo and Paris-Roubaix, but lately he's been just short. After several frustrating near misses, he took a confidence-boosting win on the final stage of the Vuelta into Madrid. Alejandro Kristoff is more often than not among the first few names when discussing the favourites for the World Championships. None have won more than Kristoff this season, in part due to his dominating performances during the Classics earlier on in the year. Like Degenkolb, the second part of the season has been somewhat frustrating for the Norwegian. He endured a 2-month period without a win, but took 2 in August, including the GP US Plouay. Norway also has Edvald Boasson-Hagen, who was on strong form at the Tour of Britain. Once again, Belgium will turn up at the World Championships, with arguably the strongest overall team. Philippe Gilbert is just one of the riders who could take victory in Richmond. The question would be, can they work together? Gilbert has been relatively quiet of late, with 2 top 10 finishes in Quebec and Montreal. The former world champion has proved in the past that his pre-race results don't have to be sparkling to bring home the goods. Zdenek Stybar is looking to add some rainbow stripes on the road to the 2 cyclocross ones he has, as he is set to head a Czech team that he's dubbed the best ever. Despite this, he's still an outsider for the victory, but it just may play into his favour. After enduring a tough winter, Stybar has been enjoying his best season on the road to date. He began with success at Strade Bianche and a good result at Paris-Roubaix, but the jewel in the crown was a stage win at the Tour. Michael Matthews is one of 2 potential contenders for Australia in Richmond, along with his trade teammate Simon Gerrans. Australia are one of the lucky 10 nations that have qualified with 9 riders, and Matthews can rely on a good team to help control the race. Matthews has had a good run into the World Championships, taking a stage win in Alberta and 2nd place in Quebec. It's been a great year for Matthews, with a stage win at the Giro d'Italia and another stint in the pink jersey. Greg Van Avermaet is another potential winner in the Belgian World Championships team. Often seen as the Nearly man, Van Avermaet has taken some big wins this year, not least his stage win over Sagan at the Tour de France. It hasn't been all great for the BMC rider after he was knocked off his bike by a race moto while leading the Classica San Sebastian. Another possible option for Belgium is former world champion Tom Boonen, who's been bigging his chances up ahead of the race. Elia Viviani is the only pure sprinter on this list, but he's earned his place after a very strong September. Viviani was one of several riders that chose the 8-day Tour of Britain for his preparation, a move that saw him come out with 3 stage wins. The race's undulating parkour was a good test for the Italian, who took a big boost from the way he was climbing. The Italian squad is certainly hoping for a sprint, with the likes of Diego Ulissi and Matteo Trentini in the lineup. Alejandro Valverde is yet again a serious contender at the World Championships. Whatever the course, the Spaniard seems to be able to deliver, with 6 podium finishes in the road race. Despite those results, he's never been on the top step, and time is running out for him to take the rainbow stripes. He seemed to be flagging at the Vuelta, but he'll still be a staunch competitor. Spain also have Joaquim Rodriguez, and the two will have to bury their differences if Spain are to win.